So the Dallas Cowboys have landed in Oxnard to kick off the 2024 NFL season and training camp. And though I will not be in attendance, here are the top 10 things I'll personally be keeping my eye on this preseason.
That's so crazy, man. Keep going.
What's up, CFO gang? It's your boy Jay Tuck. Real Cowboys fans, stand up and yo. We have officially made it. Football season is finally here as our Dallas Cowboys are kicking things off for training camp out there in Oxnard. So here are some of the things that I'm going to be keeping my eyes out on, but I want you to comment below what will you be watching and what are some matchups you're interested in talking about, because we're going to be diving heavily as we go through camp. That is why you got to turn on that notification bell so you do not miss out. Number 10, the undrafted free agents. Now, when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys, we always know they like to find a diamond in the rough, whether that's Wanye Thomas or Terrence Steele or Marquise Bell or TJ Bass. The list goes on and on. This year's undrafted class, there will be a few nuggets that will probably get some opportunities to play. One of the guys I'm definitely keeping my eyes on is running back Nate Pete out of the University of Missouri. Now, the reason why I'm keeping my eye on Nate specifically is because they put a little extra in the bag. And typically, when the Dallas Cowboys pay you a little extra for that bonus incentives, you probably have a good chance of making the roster. They did it with Hunter Luepke. They also did it with Marquise Bell and some others that definitely made the roster. So Nate Pete, running back out of the University of Missouri, definitely has an opportunity to make things happen and get on the Dallas Cowboys roster. But also at the tight end position, Brevin Spann-Ford out of Minnesota. Put a little extra in the bag. We know what he is. He's a dynamic, receiving tight end, but decent with blocking as well. So he has some athletic upside potential. And I think a lot of Cowboys fans, self-included, when we get to these preseason games, are going to be excited. Also, ECU, salute to my guy, Big Game James Wood, man. James Wood, safety. Now, I know we have a plethora of safeties, y'all, but this kid is going to be lights out. He is going to be fun to watch. And for a lot of these undrafted guys, you're going to have to make your way probably on special teams. Get in where you fit in, and then you can kind of work on getting some rotation at the position. But I think Julius Wood is going to be a player that a lot of Cowboys fans are going to gravitate to as well. And also Denzel Daxon, defensive tackle out of the University of Illinois, because we know we desperately need defensive tackles in the interior. Number 9, the safety rotation. Now, we are blessed, y'all. We have a lot of talent at the safety position, but how are things going to fit under Coach Zimmer compared to Dan Quinn? Coach Zimmer likes to run a lot of two high safeties. He likes to run a lot of this guys front. He likes guys that can turn, move, and be agile. We have Wanye Thomas, we have Malik Hooker, we have Donovan Wilson, but you also have Marquise Bell, and you have some of the younger guys that are kind of hybrid in Israel Mukuamu. The one thing I'm going to be focusing on as we get to camp is what is the rotation, who's the starters, and who's playing free, and who's playing strong, because it's definitely going to mean something as we get into the season. Number 8. I wanted to make a separate video about this, and I probably will, but that'll be second-year guys versus the rookies, right? You're gonna have Kalen Carson versus Eric Scott. Like Dan Quinn is gone, so if you were one of Dan Quinn's draft picks, you are going to have to show and prove. And there is a rookie class that's coming in, and they're going to be hungry for their opportunity. And we know what last year's class really didn't fare out the best, but you have some guys, there's going to be some competition. So for the second year guys, you're going to have to take a leap, or you might get tossed to the wayside, especially on the defensive side of the ball. So that is going to be a battle that I'm interested in watching. It's the second year guys versus those rooks. Also, we talked about this all off season, right? When we didn't draft any, but we brought a few guys back, and we brought Ezekiel Elliott back. But the running back rotation, how are things going to play when it comes to the running back? I personally believe Zeke is RB1. Don't throw tomatoes at me. Just is what it is. Feed the man, right? But then you have Rico, then you have Royce Freeman, then you have Deuce, then you have Nate Pete, then you have Malik Davis. So you have a cluster of guys battling for that number 2 spot. How are things going to shake out? Because I don't think they're going to keep a lot of running backs on this roster. So some of your favorites, whether that's Deuce, whether that's Malik Davis, or whether that's Royce, you are going to have to make every carry count and make sure whenever you get your opportunity in preseason, you definitely make the most out of it because it is going to be a competitive for that RB2 spot, I personally think. And if you are Rico Dowdle, this is not the camp to get nicked up, personally. Number 6, wide receiver 3. We have Brandon Cooks, we have CeeDee Lamb, possibly, right? But who's going to be the wide receiver 3? Who is going to step in and be that boundary guy to replace Michael Gallup? I feel like right now, Jalen Tolbert has that opportunity, but you can lose it. Jalen Brooks is coming. You have Ryan coming. You have some of these younger guys that are coming. So it's going to be a battle. And with CeeDee Lamb being absent in camp, there's going to be a lot of opportunity for these younger guys to get a lot of different reps. So it's going to be very important that whoever wants that job, you're going to have to go out there and take it. I feel like, honestly, Jalen Tolbert will win the job, but Jalen Brooks is going to be right on his heels battling for that position. Number 5, I don't think this was talked about a lot, but Trayvon Diggs is returning, but he will be on PUP at the start of camp. So who is going to be the outside corners and what's going to be the rotation? We have Deron Bland, we'll have Jordan Lewis, but once again, now we're leaning towards, Eric Scott or Kalen Carson or, Rashawn Wright. So, we have some of those players out there that are kind of just in limbo. But now it's going to be the opportunity to really grab the bull by the horns with Trayvon being out. So this could be a moment of opportunity where Kalen Carson, as a young rookie, you're getting extra reps that you normally wouldn't get since Trayvon is out. You got to make the most of it. What's going to happen? We do not know, but I'm definitely going to see how is that going to fare out, because me personally, I was to go get Gilmore, but y'all know how that goes. We kind of broke. Number 4, one of my favorite positions, right? Y'all know I love it. Y'all know I love this position, but that's the tight end room, right? We know Jake Ferguson, ASAP Ferguson's probably going to go crazy this year. But outside of that, things get a little iffy, right? So you're going to have Luke Schoonmaker coming off his second and coming into his second year. How is that going to fare out after being a second-round pick last year out of the University of Michigan? John Stevens Jr. is going to be returning off the ACL, who has tremendous upside. Already mentioned Brevin, right? So you have some of those guys out there who's going to be battling. Then you also have Peyton Hendershot, who kind of got slighted last year, who's going to be looking to make his name and get some redemption because he got a taste of it his rookie season. So it's going to be interesting to see outside of Ferg, how does that rotation fare out? So we're going to look at these battles because I'm going to be interested to see how many tight ends are they going to keep, because the tight ends will typically impact the running backs. So when we start playing the final roster predictions, it's going to be a very critical piece. Number 3, the offensive line. I mean, oh my God, we have some young guys, but we have some battles as well, right? So you're going to have Brock Huffman and you're going to have the Cooper Beebe fight, right? You're going to have Brock, and Brock is not going out without a fight. And you're also going to have Cooper Beebe. But what is in play for Tyler Guyton? We kind of heard some rumors lingering that, hey, Tyler Guyton might not be the starter. He might be a redshirt and Chuma Yadoga, and you're going to have Austin Richards and Matt Walesko and some other guys, right? So how is that rotation going to look? Because it's going to be very important, especially week 1, that we have a solid offensive line. We can't just roll out there anybody. So how is Tyler Guyton's growth going? How is Tyler Smith looking? How is Cooper Beebe and Brock Hoffman? How is that looking? How is Terrence looking on the right side? Does it look like himself, post-injury? So there's a lot of question marks and different things, but also behind that layer is the scheme. What type of schemes are they running? Are they running a lot of zone run schemes? Are they getting back to duo and gap and all those little nerdy things that some of us football fanatics really want to watch? Those are some things I'm definitely going to be watching out for, especially as we go through our preseason film sessions. Number 2, man, we already know it. Defensive tackle. Defensive tackle. We've been on a stop the run campaign all off season, but we're missing the key ingredients, right? How is Mozzie going to fare out with the shoulder injury? What's going to be the rotation at the nose, at the 1 tech? When it comes to the 3 tech, I feel like we got a lot of guys, but the 1 tech specifically to sit right over the center, what is that rotation going to look like? And I feel like as of right now, we just have some guys. Let's see if any of those guys show an uptick and show some surgeons where you feel like, okay, maybe we got something. Maybe we have a diamond in the rough we didn't know about. But as of right now, it remains to be unseen. And I feel like that's a big hole, and that can definitely cause our defense majorly. It really cost our defense. And speaking of our defense, number 1, all my focus, what I am going to be watching heavily. Offense, you guys got it. Mike McCarthy, Dak Prescott, Jake Ferguson, Zeke. Y'all got it. Zach Martin, y'all got it. Zim scheme, Zim scheme, Zim scheme. Tuck, you don't have Trey Lance versus Dak. Nope. Zim scheme, Zim scheme, Zim scheme. I will be paying closely attention to Zimmer scheme. How is he with the players? How is he lining up certain players? What is he doing? Now, I'm no snitch. I'm not going to go out there and snitch and put it like, oh, he's actually doing. But me personally, I am going to be taking mental notes because it's going to be extremely important that Zim fixes this defense, tweaks this defense, but he does not break it, right? Do not break this defense. And we're going back to 2022 Mike Nolan, because you're trying to do all this different stuff, right? You know what you got. You know the ingredients. Go out there and help elevate what they already do well. Don't completely overhaul Micah Parsons. Just help him elevate. Don't completely overhaul DeMarcus. Help them elevate and take their game to a next level, which I think Coach Zimmer is going to do. But that is the number one thing I will be keeping my eye on, because football is here and we are getting ready for camp, man. So it's your boy J Tuck. Comment, like, subscribe. Make sure you turn on the notification bell so you do not miss out, because we got banger after banger after banger after banger. It's here. There's no more rest days. There's no more off days. It is time to go, y'all. We are about to turn up. We're going to be covering camp. We're also going to be doing NFL draft stuff as well. We got a lot going on, so you definitely do not want to miss out. So I want everyone to stay safe. I want everyone to stay blessed, stay encouraged, and we finally made it, Cowboys Nation. Let's get it. Peace.